Andrew. I think Eddie Hearn can show off his promotional skills by getting the Silver Bowl, where UNLV plays, the big outside bowl, right?
Right.
Go get that, put Joshua Klitschko in the bowl, and then stack the card so fucking heavy that people will kill themselves to buy a ticket. And show Top Rank, show Golden Boy, show PBC. Yeah, you can go into Vegas. You can sell out an actual stadium in Vegas. It can be done. I'd love to see him try it. I think he'll just do T-Mobile. I don't think he needs to get crazy on the prices. This fight is epic.
I'm surprised, Las Vegas, Lee. I hope they get a sold-out crowd. They've been pushing Joshua a lot over here. He's come on this side of the pond a few times since the Klitschko victory. So, yeah, I'm interested to see what happens. I called him the new Lennox Lewis a while ago. I think this is the first step in seeing if he really is going to be a crossover star, and I don't see why he's not. The kid looks exciting. You could tell by his body that he's dedicated to his sport. He defeated Klitschko already, and some of those highlights were spectacularly. For that being his first fight, his first major fight, the way he was handling himself in there, no, stars the limit for this guy, and yeah, they're bringing him to Las Vegas to see how many follow. I think
they'll do it. All you got to do is stack the card.
He dominates the heavyweight division. If he sells out Vegas and then stops Klitschko, I don't know who's
he is going to be the most talked about heavyweight since Mike Tyson. Yeah. He will have Mike Tyson fame.
I don't know who's going to beat him in the heavyweights. There's a lot of undefeateds there, but I don't know who's going to beat Joshua if he becomes this crossover star. He would
be the Klitschko of this era. He would be the Lennox Lewis of that era. He would be the Mike Tyson of that era. Because every heavyweight boxer wants to believe that they're Muhammad Ali. He's going to be that big if he pulls this off. He's going to be of that stature. He will be able to go anywhere in the world and people will go, oh, it's the real heavyweight champion.
Right, and they're already sort of doing that.
Yeah, he's been making the rounds. You know what? Here's a big nut, and again, here's why it's the difference between K2 and even Eddie Hearn. I'm big on K2. Okay, they got a great stable. They've managed to dominate Europe and make a lot of money for the Klitschko brothers. Yay, good for them. Eddie Hearn has put Anthony Joshua on every TV show, every interview. He does mundane bullshit on morning talk shows in England. He's everywhere. Like, they will have him flipping fucking pancakes to make sure he's a household name. You know what? That's what you got to do. I was listening to a podcast on my way back from Vegas today.
Floyd was on the WWE and Dancing with the Stars.
Absolutely. You want to know what the comment? I was listening to Bert Kreischer, comedian Bert Kreischer's podcast. Big Nut. Hey, go listen to Bert Kreischer's podcast. Phenomenal. But he was talking. He goes, when comedians ask him today or anybody about getting into entertainment or sports or anything, he goes, it's a different game now. It's not about hard work and getting there. You have to be into marketing. Yep. You have to understand the internet. You have to know how to get your face out there and recognized. It's not even about skill or talent anymore. PBC has proved boxing is not about skill or talent anymore. It's just about motherfucking marketing. So now if you put talent with marketing like you've got with Anthony Joshua, he is a phenomenal. He's got to win the second fight.
Yeah.
And that's a big fight to win because I know everybody goes, oh, he knocked Klitschko out. He almost lost that fight.
He's got to beat Ward. Ward is the perfect example of a young fighter getting through a big moment.
And doing it again. And doing it again.
The rematch and looking better.
Yeah.
That's
all what he's got to do.
See out of him.
Yep. I agree.
And to be honest with you, Anthony Joshua, I think it was just last week, if not, it was only 2 weeks ago, he showed up at Floyd Mayweather's gym, hung around with Floyd, went out with Floyd. Guess what? When Floyd put him on all of his social media feeds, anyone who didn't know Anthony Joshua that knows Floyd, they knew him after that day. So they even reached out to Floyd already on this side. The guy will be a crossover.
So I will end our show on this note because this will probably put us on a 20-minute jag all by itself. So Danny Porcaro of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, longtime listener of the show, Andrew, as you know, wrote in to us. He was actually talking to me back and forth. He's actually getting married on the same weekend of Canelo Triple G, and his honeymoon is in Vegas for that weekend.
Very nice.
Yeah, right? The thing you wanted to do, but you didn't do because you're chicken shit.
Thanks,
by the way,
buddy.
If Chris is listening, fucking true story. True story. I've heard it. There's audio somewhere of him actually saying that. All right. So, here we were talking about the Hall of Fame last week. Do you recall that discussion?
Yep.
Okay. So here's Danny's comment. I was listening to your podcast and looked up Livingston Bramble guy. And after seeing his horrible record where he lost almost all of his last 20 fights, I had to see if this guy really got into the Hall of Fame. Just so you know, he is not in the Boxing Hall of Fame. He was a special guest at the last induction and part of the Parade of Champions or something. He's only in the New Jersey Boxing Hall of Fame for some reason. On another note, I'm going to Canelo Triple G. I got tickets for a little under $1,000 and they're great seats. So that will be on the last night of my honeymoon. Congratulations on getting married because Andrew and I are chicken shit. And enjoy your honeymoon. There is no way either of us would be allowed to go to a fight on our honeymoon. Either of us, ever. Unless we were taking that person. Are you taking her? Wait, Danny, if you're taking her, that's cool. But if it were me, because I'm chicken shit and Andrew's even more chicken shit, we'd buy one ticket and take ourselves. Now, Andrew probably wouldn't go. He'd watch it on a viewing screen with Chris. You would, wouldn't you?
Of course.
Of course.
That's why I haven't done a lot of my travels. I would never leave her just, nah.
Oh, I do that all the time. That's why Diana hates me.
I'm actually fact-checking that right now to see if he was or if he wasn't. I can't believe
that is so fucking phenomenal. Way to go, Danny. Now we have an unofficial stat guy.
Fact check my shit. Whatever,
that is awesome. Danny Porcaro is now the unofficial stat guy of the show. You have whatever you write is getting read at the end of the show. If you want to call shit on either one of us.
Yeah, if we ever make it, man, we're gonna hire you to be doing that for
stat
me all
guy
day.
Danny.
Oh, here it is. Special guest. Whatever. Fucking ever.
Way to go, Danny. Good call. Good ace in the hole. I guess that does it. We did a full hour. It was a shitty week, Andrew.
Yeah, no, there was no news, Lee.
I mean, everything led up to Saturday night, and it was, I guess, as I wrap this all up, by the way, everybody, be at the Microsoft Theater downtown next to Staples Saturday night. I'm going to be there. I'll get there around 5 or 6-ish. I'll probably watch some of the undercard fights, say hi, ignore people, pretend. Like the writers all pretend. And Andrew knows this. Andrew and I both know a group of writers. That is our clique. Okay? We're allowed to talk to each other. Then everybody else pretends to not know everybody else. That seems to be the game. Am I wrong about that?
Yeah, I guess you could say that. For the most
it's more
part.
Amusing to watch guys like Dan and Steve Kim ignore each other. Like, I like watching the guys that actually try to make a living in boxing ignore each other. Like, they don't know who everybody is. That, to me, is a little more dynamic. But I'm sure we'll have... I don't know if Dan will come out from the East Coast for this fight. Certainly Steve Kim will be there. There will be a veritable... I watched somebody run down and want a motherfucking photo with Steve Kim. Are you kidding me? I literally sat there starry-eyed staring at that shit. I'm like, Steve Kim, I need a photo. For who? Like, who are you impressing with a picture with... Gets back to Steve. Seriously, dude, it's funny. It was funny, and I saw it happen. I mean, I would say the same thing if somebody ran up and wanted a photo with me. Nobody wants a photo with me. They want a drink from me. That's all they want when they find me. I get that. I'm not even that fun. I'm kind of a dick, even in real life. Just calling it as it is. So go to the Microsoft Theater, look down on the press section. You'll see it. It'll be a bunch of tables. I'm usually You can't miss me. I'm a big shaved head. Go on Facebook or Twitter. Look at my photo. I'm 6'2" and I stand out like a sore thumb. And I'm the only one who appears to look in shape as compared to the rest of the fucking slobs that I sit around. Wow, that was harsh. Was that harsh, Andrew?
Just a little.
Well, I mean, truthfully, Andrew, you've seen most of the boxing writers. They don't look like they're in shape to do boxing writing. It looks like they could get winded doing boxing writing. Is that a thing? Could that possibly be a thing? It's like I woke up at the end of the show, at the very end. So I am looking for you guys to show up. You come find me. You come go, hey, I listened to you and I listened to that dude, Andrew, and Andrew is way cooler than you. You don't have to really say it in that order or just acknowledge that you know who Andrew is. Just walk up to me and go, hey, Lee, I know who Andrew is. Dude, I'm buying you a drink. Going right up, right to the back of the theater. I'm buying you a drink. Anybody who listens to this show probably needs to drink, and I would assume that most people who listen to the show are usually drunk when they listen to the show. That is, again, my perception of the insane people who listen to the show. I know there are people who listen to the show.
Hey, August 4th. Is that next weekend? That's Friday, huh?
Yeah, that's Friday, Andrew.
Maurice Herrera, Jesus Soto Carras. Don't forget about that fight, bro. That's a good fight. ESPN Deportes.
I don't speak Spanish. Is it going to be? Will you translate it for me?
Fantasy Springs Casino, Indio, California. Lee, if you want to.
So are you telling me that I should call up Oscar and get myself a couple of tickets and head out to Fantasy Springs?
That's going to be one hell of a fight. That could be a memorable night for boxing. I'm dead serious.
So let me give you my whole weekend. You ready if I do that? Friday night would be boxing in Fantasy Springs, which is Palm Springs. I live in Southern California.
Oh, Lee.
Wait, back on LA on Saturday.
You're going to love it.
Sunday is my daughter's birthday during the day, but what is Sunday night? Wait, what is Sunday night, Andrew? That's right, Metallica.
I was going to say Game of Thrones.
Metallica, bro. I got Metallica tickets.
Yeah, they're awesome, too.
I've got a floor. I got a pit pass.
Lee.
I pulled strings. I got a pit pass for this one.
Raimundo Beltran.
Raimundo, roll your R's, bastard.
Will still be fighting for his green card on ESPN Saturday night.
Jesus.
Yes. Damn it. He didn't get his championship fight, though. He's fighting Brian Vasquez. It doesn't say for no title, but the green card is still up for grabs. I wonder if Max will be there.
Fucking Kellerman. He will not, but it's funny.
You must knock him out.
He's just fighting to get his green card. That's all. Really? Who says that? How do you keep, I can't even do a pod. For those of you who think I'm exaggerating about the early days of Fight Net Radio, admittedly, there were probably only 5 other podcasts and maybe 3 shows nationally that talked about boxing. So whatever I said echoed pretty loudly. But fuck, I said half as insulting shit as this. And I couldn't stay on a podcast. I couldn't stay on a radio station. Jesus. People say shit now, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Cyborg won her title this weekend.
I said that. She's the toughest dude on Saturday night.
I know. Her friend, pro boxer, 2-time Olympian, Clarissa Shields.
Clarissa's not as tough as that dude.
She beat the shit out of Cyborg in the ring.
Well, and the other thing is Clarissa Shields actually looks like a woman.
Yes.
If you put those 2 women in front of me naked and said, you've got to bang one of them.
Clarissa, yes.
Yeah, right? It's a no-brainer.
Yes, taking her home.
I'm physically kicking Cyborg as I'm walking off with Clarissa.
Cyborg, they have definitely tried, Lee, because she's been a pro for a lot longer. She's been a champ.
Dude, I swore forever Cyborg had a penis. Even though she was married.
Anyways, everyone. Clarissa Shields, where's she fighting on? It doesn't even have a TV. It doesn't say TV. MGM Grand, Detroit, Michigan. She's going to be fighting for her first title in women's boxing against Nikki.
Nobody. There's nobody for her to fight. That's the problem. Being the very best female fighter, and we've had many very best female fighters on this show. We've had a very good female fighter who was a champion on this show. Here's the thing. There's nobody to fight. Women's fighting doesn't have any fighters.
In America. They travel the world a lot, Lee. There's a lot of bigger shows for women's
as I
boxing.
recall, the particular female fighter that we had on this show, as